Hi, this is 365801, and this is going to be a fairly quick, hopefully, fingers crossed, um, Futekiya reading vlog. This is going to be one of those tag videos that I do. I haven't done one in a while, and I keep meaning to be more consistent with them because I want to read from the Futekiya library, and I haven't been doing it, but I've been planning to, and I keep planning on them, and they keep getting kind of pushed aside and waylaid. But not this month. This month I'm going to do this. I have wanted to do quite a few tags, but this month, because it is March Mystery Madness, and I have been reading some mysteries that are prose, that have a theme. I wonder if you can guess what the theme is, or maybe I've already posted that video. We shall see. But yeah, I'm gonna go to this tag section, and I do love that Futekiya has this. So I know that there's a whole big hoo-ha about what's gonna happen. I'm sad that it's technically not going to be Futekiya anymore. I mean, I suppose it is, but it's been part of something else, and that's a little bit sad because I liked having this kind of almost exclusive little club for everyone who, you know, the BL peeps are here. Do we have to socialize with everyone else? Like, the gatekeeping is strong with me. No, but as long as we have this same thing, then I don't mind. And that's the thing, like, the Futekiya library has this, so this is what I'm afraid of, that we're not going to have these. Like, I want to be able to search Futekiya libraries like this. Maybe they will still keep the website, because I would be okay with that. So yeah, I'm going to look for a specific tag. So we've got lots of different things: formats, settings, themes. Now this is the theme that I want, and it's mystery. So I'm going to just click on this and then search. And we're going to see what we come up with. And I'm going to read a few mystery titles specifically for March Mystery Madness, so that we can look at what we can read in BL, because I love that no matter what kind of readathon is happening, there's generally a BL that can be read along with it. So yeah, there's a few of the oldie but goodies. A Break from Japan, Moegi Sensation. They have a lot of chapters. So I have read this one before. I also have a few here that I'm interested in. Kakine, Keidai. I'm not too sure about the Kirishima Tamaki ones. Faded Moon. This one looks interesting. Crimson Chains, Mad with Love, Noid. These ones aren't coming up, I don't know why. One I've already read before, There's Only One Person. Whoa, that was was a tricky one. And some that I've read already that I was reading for other things. So the one that I'm really interested in there is A Real Fortune Telling and The Fall of an Immortal. These are ones that I'm interested in. So A Real Fortune Telling Disaster is probably what I'm going to start with. This one looks quite interesting. Muro Ayako. Yeah, I think this is one that I would be interested in. It's only got 2 spicy chilies, but this is one that I think I might start with. Mystery, comedy, and drama. That sounds quite good. So I'm going to start with chapter 1 and see how it goes. And I'll just check in with you and let you know what I'm reading when I finish it. I'm going to see if I can read 5 at least. Maybe there'll be more. But yeah, nothing much like a proper vlog. It's just going to be me reading these, reviewing them, and letting you know what I think of these BL mysteries on Futekiya. Okay, so it has been a bit of time since I filmed that intro. It is now May, and I started reading a few of these titles in March, and then I completed them in April, and I'm just getting around to actually talking about them now in May. So sorry about that, but it's just taken it. That's just how life is. Anyway, the first one I read was A Real Fortune Telling Disaster by Muro Ayako, and I wanted to see if there was other works that I had read, because the art style is actually really nice. It's kind of easygoing. I liked it, and it turns out I have read My Love, Mein Lieb. It was like a year or 2 ago. So I now see that there's another one, Slipping Calendar, which I would like to read just because I do like the art style, and it's easy to just a nice, easy on the eye kind of art. So I do have to say I was a little bit disappointed because I thought it was going to be about um I thought it was going to be about the Red String of Fate. It's not. It's about fortune telling. I think it's definitely about fortune telling, and the character is called Real, which is why it's a real fortune telling disaster. So this young man, Real, gets his fortune told, and basically, or his girlfriend does, and they have to break up. They're incompatible. They shouldn't be together. And then he's like, oh, fortune tellers, and then he ends up learning about fortune telling and becoming one. And because his attitude is so abrasive, he kind of has a reputation of being straight talking and someone who is going to tell it like it is, no matter how obnoxious he sounds or how offended his clients are. And then he meets this guy who looks awful, and it turns out he's been to other he just is obsessed about anything to do with fortune telling and other kinds of things. And he's so naive that he just takes everything on board, and he's like a sponge, and unfortunately bad things end up happening to him. So the two of them end up having some sort of relationship, and it kind of had shades of The Night Beyond the Tri-Corner Window, just in a very like the two people together, one dark haired, one lighter haired, and the lighter haired one being a little bit kooky and a bit weird and not really being, you know, cut from the normal cloth. And the fact that the fortune teller is the one who's just so like down to earth and normal. So yeah, this wasn't my favorite, and I kind of feel like it's a bit forgettable, unfortunately. Which was kind of funny because I did forget about My Love, My Lieb as well. I think that was something to do with a foreigner coming in hotels or something. Anyway, but the art style is lovely, which is why I would be open to reading Slipping Calendar, even though I know nothing about it, because as we all now know, no synopsis. Don't know what this is. Anyway, let's talk about the next one that I read, which unfortunately was another bit of a disappointment. Okay, so the next one I read was Fall of an Immortal by Mushiba, and I once again thought I'd check out and see if there was any other ones. And God is Probably Left-Handed and Heaven in the Hell are two that I've seen and thought, I really like the cover art and I'm intrigued, so I kind of want to find out more. And that was the case with this one as well. The whole point of this is supposed to be a mystery, and I'm not talking about mysteries, and that's because so far these two are not mysteries. I don't see much point. So the main character is Toma. I can't remember his last name, but he's like, you know, the first son of a big empire, lots of money, rich, and he ends up meeting this other guy who is like superhuman. Which sounds stupid, but that's the whole point. This is supposed to be like a comedy. I did not laugh once. In fact, I was bored and angry by reading it, because there's nothing worse than being bored. There's nothing worse than being disappointed and bored, and that's what made me angry. So unfortunately, the intrigue of this art style and the cover art, I was just like, ooh, this looks interesting. It's a mystery. Great. No. It just none of this spoke to me. So I'm a little bit concerned about these other two, because I might not like them. Because I really did not like Fall of an Immortal. Fujimi, I think is the guy he meets, and he's able to like leap from, like, I don't know, the 50th floor of a high-rise building and live. It's fine. You know, it's like kind of, all right then. None of it made sense. I think it was all supposed to be about him, Toma, accepting his love and them accepting each other for who they were. But it was supposed to be a comedy, and I did not laugh. And there was supposed to be a mystery, and there wasn't really a mystery. I was like, why is this in the mystery category? This is the wrong tag for this. Nothing was mysterious about this, other than the fact that Fujimi was supposed to be like a free spirit. that's not a mysterious thing. The fact that he can jump off the buildings, yeah, maybe. But no, this was not a good one, and I was kind of disappointed. But it does make me a little bit more concerned. Like, oh, I wanted to read these other ones, and oh well, maybe I won't now. Anyway, on to the next one. The next one I read was Kakine and Keidai. And this is by Omaru, and this is the only title by Omaru on Futekiya. Alright, I should say Manga Planet now. And as you can see, it's got quite a few spicy chilies. And I'm not saying that with the increase of spicy chilies my enjoyment went up, but I mean, I enjoyed this one. And I enjoyed it because there was a mystery element to it, but it was much more psychological. So there's two high school friends. They're kind of quietly getting to know each other. They don't really have too much in common until they start, I think, working together. And then some dreams, some very realistic dreams start to happen. And there's this kind of crossover between what is reality and what is the dream world. And of course the dreams are pretty steamy, and so there's a bit of a, hold on, how am I feeling about this person, and is this real, and what is real and what is in my head. And so that's where the psychological aspects come in. And I was all ready for something like I don't know, like amnesia or time travel or magic. And I did no idea, is it going to be something supernatural? Like, what is the mystery is, how are these dreams happening? Are they real? And if they are, what is real and what isn't? It's quite a mind fuck for the main character, or I should say both of them, because they're both main characters. And there was definitely some things in it that made me feel uncomfortable, but in a good way. Like, if they were supposed to make you feel like, hold on, what's going on? Who can you trust? And that's the whole psychological aspect. And I do enjoy a psychological BL manga. They always make you feel a little bit uncomfortable, like, ooh, are they good? Are they bad? What's the deal? So I won't spoil it for you because it is supposed to be a mystery and you're supposed to read it. But it was really interesting, and I liked the kind of twist. I don't think the twist was perfect, and I think that could have been done in any way and it would have been the same outcome. So I think it was a choice, and that's okay. But if you've read it and you also, I mean, I'd love to hear what other people think about this one, just because I kind of liked both of the characters. I liked yeah, it was an interesting one, and I really did enjoy it. I do recommend that you give a go if you like spiciness in your mysteries. And I like spiciness in my mysteries, so this was definitely, I would say there's an element of mystery, but it's much more psychological. So I would say this was a psychological, smutty psychological one, and I enjoyed that. Okay, on to the next one. The next one I read was Love and Howling by Masa Masaru. This was very much my kind of story. One, the art style was great. I didn't think I was going to like it due to the image, but actually the art style inside, very much to my taste. Very round and accessible. And this was really, it was very much a mystery. There was an element of mystery to it. Rentaro is returning to a village that he stayed in when he was a child, but he doesn't have much of a memory of. And he's doing this to try and connect to his mother in some way, who is no longer with him. And so this story has a lot of elements that I really enjoy. It has returning home. It has that home not being the place that it once was, or it has amnesia about the past. possible childhood friends that you're reconnecting with. It has that isolation of the Inaka of Japan, the countryside of Japan, where the village is there. So it's got all the sinister aspects of that, which just play really well into a supernatural story. And that's the whole bent about this. Is it supernatural? Is there a supernatural reasoning behind things, or is there some other aspect at play? And the way that the locals react to this person coming back, Rentaro, he's kind of welcomed, but at the same time, there's things that are said that people are like, oh no, we don't talk about that, or things that aren't said, or things that are said, and he's getting pieces of a puzzle and he's not able to see what the picture is. And then he's introduced to Shiro, and there's a whole, like, he needs to find out who this person is, and then he's introduced to another childhood friend of his that he doesn't remember. And so because of all of these different things, there's this foreboding, this growing sense of foreboding that really helps to make this seem like a psychological supernatural thriller, as well as a romance. The romance aspect is secondary to the mystery in this one, and I think that actually is quite a good thing. But also that element of folk tales and folklore in rural Japan is just something that I love. So I'm very happy that I read this one. This is definitely one that made this video worthwhile. I am in the middle of actually reading Satsuki Waits, also by Masa Masaru. I did not know that, and I wondered if they were connected. They aren't. But I enjoyed Love and Howling so much that I was like, oh, I'll just read another one. But I think I've read another one, and then I was like, oh, this one's by the same person. So they also have Mr. Levi and Me and Catboys. And because I enjoyed this first one so much, I do want to read this one and maybe read the rest of Masa Masaru, because I just enjoyed it so much. So we'll see if Satsuki Waits lives up to Love and Howling. But I have one more to talk about before I finish reading Satsuki Waits. So this next one is actually not a mystery, so it really shouldn't be included, but I kind of got a bit waylaid a little and got a little bit distracted. So I ended up reading this, which is Just Love the Monster by Tsukizuki Yoshi. And I read it because I read Until I Meet My Husband, the manga by Ryosuke Nanasaki, with the art by Yoshi Tsukizuki. And I thought, well, because I read this and at the end there was a note about how Ryosuke was a little bit apprehensive about having the essay being published and it being made into a manga. He was a little bit concerned about it, especially he then said about it being a BL mangaka, but then he had a look at their work and thought that it was actually really good. I have to say, I absolutely love the art style in here. Really, really enjoyed it. I really thought it helped add a lot to the story. So I was intrigued to see if there were any licensed works and if I had access to them. So I think there's some on Renta, so go check out Renta for some of the works, but there is one on Manga Planet as well, so I could read that one, and that is called Just Love the Monster. And this was a bit of a weird one, but like I said, the art style was really nice, it was really interesting. And it was about someone who is from quite a well-to-do family. Their parents are doctors. They're kind of neglected in that respect, and they're kind of shunted around. It's like they had a child that they expect great things from, but they're not actually going to put in any of the love and affection and work into parenting. And so this kid ends up at the delinquent school and decides to become like one of the top delinquents, and he ends up, or at least kind of being at a point in the delinquency, he kind of just wants to fight. Anyway, he meets the top delinquent, and the top delinquent decides that actually he kind of likes him, and so the two of them end up having kind of fighting, loving relationship. They're like best friends. They're the first to want to fight each other and see who's the best, but they will also engage with their classmates and stuff, and they end up um kind of separating. It's kind of a story that it could have just been a high school story with a happy ending, but it didn't. It kept going. It kind of got to that point where the high school experience ended and they separated and they lost touch, and they end up um getting back together in the future, and um and things have happened for both of the characters. So it kind of was a bittersweet story, but I kind of did get a little bit waylaid. Um just because I had read this as part of the 1313 April, and I was like, oh, I really want to. So this is not a mystery. So I need to go back to the mystery that I was reading. Um, so I will check in with you when I have read that one. That might be the final one to talk about today. So I have now finished Satsuki Awaits, and I have to say this is, oh, chef's kiss. Perfect. Exactly the kind of story that I absolutely love and adore. Um, it's a story about Satsuki and Matsuri and the prince. And it's the kind of story that is mysterious in not necessarily in a murder mystery kind of way, but it is mysterious as in what's going on, what's happening, what makes you just question things. It's got um curses and history, and it's a story that's told backwards in time. So it starts in the present day, and then it jumps back like a few decades, and it jumps back a few more decades, and it jumps back maybe a few more decades, or maybe hundreds of years even, and it keeps on jumping backwards until you get more understanding. Every time it does, you get more understanding of what's going on and who these people are, and what's happening, um and how it all came to be. And even up until the last moment, you're still not 100% sure about what's going on. And and the way that it ended as well was just mwah, chef's kiss. It has all of the aspects that I love. Beautiful artwork, gorgeous character designs. Matsuri's character design is just strangely sensual and sexy. He's just a fantastic character of the sort of like weirdly sexy old man type feeling, as when he is this like salary man working as a boss, and he's having a relationship with his co-worker, and it starts pretty standard as you would imagine, and then it just all seems to just whoosh go off into this supernatural folklory kind of way, which of course, like I said before, I absolutely love. So this is definitely one that Masaru has kind of solidified as definitely a mangaka that I'd like to read more from. So the other two works that they've got on Futekiya, I will definitely see if I can read. I'm not too sure 100% yet if I'm going to continue with my subscription. I might just pause my subscription and see if they're gonna do what they did last year, because they did a summer sort of sale, and then they did another one in November, and I was thinking I might wait and see if they do something again this summer, and see if I can get a better deal than what I paid the last time. So I don't know, but I'm gonna see if I can read it all of Masaru's work before then. But yeah, this was so good. So good. This is by far the best one because it's got all the elements that I absolutely love, and it's got that foreboding sense, that mysterious sense. It also really reminds me of a work that hasn't been translated into English. Um, I want to say Utsu Ninomiya, I think, does the artwork or the story, and it's very similar. It's got aspects of you know, previous lives type thing, and reincarnation, and curses, and it's got that historical and modern day juxtaposition, which this one does as well. So there's a lot of similarities. And I can't quite remember what it's called, but it's really good. And I wish someone would um probably probably never, but I really wish someone would license it properly, because I remember it being released years and years ago, and it's probably completed now, but it's amazing, and it's exactly the same kind of feeling as this. So it's kind of an ephemeral feeling to nail down, and I don't really know how to describe it. Sort of natsukashi, nostalgic, but also foreboding, and obsession. It's kind of like obsession. But yeah, it's a good one. This one I really wholeheartedly recommend. But I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm gonna go back to um my red one, just because I these are the ones that I've read for this mystery tag, and it took me a long time to actually get this last one done. I had read 3 chapters, and I had been interrupted by other things. So yeah, for this one I have read Satsuki Awaits. I didn't mean to, but I read Just Love the Monster, which is not a mystery, but it was good. Love and Howling, so that's the other one. So I was obviously on a Masaru kick, because I'm like, great, another one. So these are definitely my favorites: Love and Howling, Satsuki Awaits. I think Satsuki Awaits is even better than Love and Howling. Kakine and Keidai was also really interesting, very psychological. And then these two were very much like a bust. They were not good, they were not mysterious, and I did not really enjoy them that much. Fall of an Immortal was definitely the bottom of the pile, then a real fortune telling disaster. So yeah, it kind of got better and better as I went along. So I did read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mysteries apparently. And then this extra one, which was very emotional, I have to say. But yeah, I would like to do some more tag videos, as I've said, and I'd like to do reading more Futekiya on the Manga Planet app when it comes out. But like I said, I might pause and see if they fix some of those things, like synopsis, being able to search subscription only. I think that's something that they've just announced. So I'm glad about that. But there are other things as well that they need to kind of maybe improve a little, for me to be 100% about keeping up my Futekiya subscription. I love it, but it's not as good as it was. And unfortunately, I'm coming to the end of May, and that's when I need to renew. So I'm in 2 minds. I'm still not 100% sure that I want to continue. For the price that I got it for the last time, unfortunately, I missed out on the good bargain by a day because I was too busy doing other things. But last May, I did get a 6-month subscription for a good price, so maybe I'll wait for that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I do enjoy doing tags, so maybe something to do in the future. We'll see. Thanks for watching to the end of this video. Take care, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!